Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Rants show. Now, if you've been listening to the show for a long time, which I can assure is none of you, you would know that I enjoy fishing. In fact, I made an entire episode about how fishing will no longer exist because of the diminishing of people's attention spans. Fishing is a very, very boring activity, and that's the point. And I have a feeling that boring activities will not exist anywhere in the future. Everything will have a screen, everything will make noises, everything will have loud, blaring, flashing lights in the future. And I can't wait, to be honest. But somehow, in this modern day of age, where we have, like I said, flashing lights and everyone's glued to their phones and, no one can watch a video over 30 seconds long, Ferris wheels still exist. Now, my issue with Ferris wheels is that they're grotesque. They're grotesque. They take a lot of time. They're very, very slow. They're high up in the air. Sure, the view is okay, but guys, a picture will do. A picture will do. If someone said, hey, I want to show you this view, and it took 45 minutes to see said view, I would pass. And that is what a Ferris wheel is. Now, some Ferris wheels are faster than others, but for the most part, a nice big, Ferris wheel is about 30 to 45 minutes, which is fine. Every once in a while, Ferris wheels are okay, but the issue comes not from the Ferris wheels in the big cities. The big city Ferris wheels are cool. You get to see a large majority of the city, and it's a very nice view. Oftentimes, it truly is. It's a very nice view. Would you do it more than once? No. Do some people do it more than once? Yes. They are insane. They are insane. But we're all a little crazy. I'm mostly talking about the Ferris wheels at fairs. You sit in line at like a county fair, a state fair, and you get on the Ferris wheel and you take 40 minutes to look at shit. You see tents, you see 10,000 people around you, and you see a parking lot, and that is it. Now, if it was something that you could do for free, very well. Very well. That's fine. But I could imagine paying money to get a fantastic view of the parking lot. Just not my cup of tea. Now, I'm not afraid of heights. Quite the opposite, actually. I don't love heights. I don't think anyone loves heights, but I do enjoy a nice view. I don't enjoy Ferris wheels, but I would always enjoy, going up to a tall building like a skyscraper and looking down on like a city, or climbing up to a mountain and seeing like the landscape below. I do enjoy good views, but these state fairs do not offer that. They don't. Somehow, the Ferris wheel is put at the perfect angle, the perfect view line, so that you can't see anything. It's like they engineer this. When the fair pulls into the town, they set up the parking lot, they set up everything, and they set up where they're going to put everything. And they say, hey, well, if we put the Ferris wheel over here, we'll see a nice view of the bay. If we put the Ferris wheel over here, we'll see a nice view of the Capitol. If we put the Ferris wheel over here, we'll see jack shit. And then they put the Ferris wheel, where they see jack shit. I think they do it on purpose. Now, I can't prove this, and I won't, because I don't like anyone to question me. But I think that they make the Ferris wheel as boring as possible on purpose. Now, I can't explain their motives why, but it just seems like the only logical conclusion. If you're trying to sell tickets to something, you would make it interesting, and yet they never even attempt to do that. So there must be something else. There must be. There must be some kind of conspiracy. They're like abducting people up at the top of the Ferris wheel and then replacing them with clones. Sure. Something like that. There's got to be something. Now, what I said might sound crazy, but just you wait. 10, 15 years from now, they will be talking about this. They will be talking about this video. You're here on the ground floor. They will be talking about this video where it came out that like the CIA was abducting high profile people and your ordinary Joes at the top of Ferris wheels, at the very, very tippy top. You know, in the span of the 15 seconds that you're cresting the top, they abduct you, they replace you, and then clones live the rest of your life as soon as you get to the bottom of the Ferris wheel. You know, that's just my take on everything. But no, I don't understand it. Now I'm not afraid of being replaced, and I just find Ferris wheels completely boring. That's why I don't go on them. You know, the fact that they charge money, which is insane. It's basically like a 45-minute car ride, except you start and you end at the same place, and the view is shit. Be like taking a taxi ride from the airport to your house and then back to the airport. It's a drive you've made 1,000 times. You don't need to see it again. You don't need to see the McDonald's. You don't need to see the Walgreens. You've seen it all before. And that's what a Ferris wheel is. So unless you've forgotten where you parked, I do not recommend getting on a Ferris wheel. That's all I have to say about that. And truly, do keep in mind, trust me, 10 years from now, this story is going to break and everyone's calling me crazy now. Just you wait. Okay? You think the whole Epstein Island thing is crazy? Just you wait until you hear about the Ferris wheel shit. So I appreciate you listening to this, and I will see you tomorrow.